Hey gamers, and welcome back to a brand new Roblox Jailbreak video. And in today's video, we're going to be covering over some submissions that are potentially going to be in Season 29. However, before we get on with today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe because I'm giving away this javelin at 35k subscribers and we are literally less than 2k away right now. So if you haven't already, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And make sure to join my Discord server as this is where the giveaway will be held. We also do some cool giveaways now and again like season passes and other cars and Robux. But anyway, without further ado, let's just get straight on with today's video. So not that long ago when I did the things that we can expect to see in Season 29 video, a lot of people also asked just to cover some submissions that will also potentially be added into the game for Season 29. And now that it's been a little bit longer, we've got a lot of submissions to cover and also we're getting even closer to Season 29 already. So naturally, as always, if we come over to here, the r/jailbreak creation subreddit, there is actually a very important post made by the creator Asimo. Now, I'm not going to read all of this because it will bore all of you, but if we scroll down all the way here, he said you'll hear from us soon about Season 29 and we can't wait to see what you'll make next. Now, this is actually important to know because when creators actually know exactly what seasonal vehicle is coming next, then we can confirm exactly what sort of items will most likely be added to the game and we sort of get a very good success rate on that. But until then, let's just have a look at something else Asimo posted. In here, he mentioned flying vehicles. Now, if you want to read all of this, pause it now. But it essentially highlights the fact that they don't rule out flying vehicles for season item. As we obviously know because we have the Celsius in the game. But you might be wondering why that's important, but the fact that Asimo has actually confirmed that these are going to be necessarily added to the game. As before, we sort of got a lot of submissions of flying vehicles, but never got an official confirmation of what will actually happen to them. And believe it or not, there are actually some submissions for flying vehicles already, and I must admit, everybody does like a good flying vehicle for a season. But first of all, let's just start small. These are cars that could potentially be added to the game at any point, not necessarily a season. However, it tends to be seasons that we get these sort of vehicles. However, the first one is the Aldante, and it's built off the body of the Pagani Zonda Revolution. And as you can see, it looks pretty much exactly like one. As you can see here, this is what one of them looks like. And as you can see here, it is an incredibly well modeled vehicle with working open doors. And in this orange color with a carbon fiber, it looks absolutely spectacular. He's got a super massive back wing, which makes me assume that you won't be able to customize with a back spoiler. And it's also got a super detailed interior. It sort of reminds us of the Carbonara. As you can see here in the game, the Carbonara has got this massive back wing and it also has this triple exhaust system on the back. As well as the front, it looks somewhat similar to this with a stripe down the middle, the headlights on each side on a raised bump. And overall, it is an incredibly good looking vehicle. At the moment, this is somebody's favourite creation, as it was only posted 5 hours ago and already has 51 upvotes. And honestly, in my honest opinion, this is nearly just as good as the Carbonara, because obviously the Carbonara does not have a roof, and when driving in first person, it creates quite a weird effect, I'll be honest. However, the Carbonara also has a very nice exhaust system, obviously with the flames coming out the back and backfires, and also an incredible engine sound. So in this vehicle, the Dante, I really do hope that this is added to the game, just sort of like a different version of the Carbonara. Next up, we've got another Pagani. This time it's the Pagani Utopia, and it is called the Conquest. And as you can see, it is very similar to the Carbonara again because, you know, obviously it's a Pagani. With this circular exhaust exit on the back, with once again a nice looking wing and some absolutely beautiful aerodynamics on the back. This time, of course, though, it has got scissor lift doors, and honestly, I'd prefer that in the game, as where the current Carbonara just has regular doors and they don't open at all. Once again, it's got beautifully designed exterior, accompanying with a very luxurious interior with these bucket seats gripping you for when going around corner. I must admit though, the dashboard of the interior looks very bland, but at the same time, realistically, when did you last go into Jailbreak, hop in a car, and then oh wow. As I was saying, when was the last time you got into car in Jailbreak and looked at the interior specifically? I don't think I ever have. But as you can see, the XRK, or Nissan GTR as most people know it, looks absolutely gorgeous on the interior, but I don't really know when I ever drive in first person that often. However, it is still a very cool submission. Now, as you know, just a minute ago, I was talking about flying vehicles potentially being added more to the game, because so far we don't really have that many of them, unfortunately. In seasonal vehicles, we only have the concept and the crew capsule back from like season 2, I believe, and that was almost 3 years ago at this point. So I mean, yeah, it's time for a new seasonal flying vehicle. And that brings us on to this, presented presenting the Phoenix LXS, made for speed and designed for luxury. This magnificent aircraft is designed to seat 4 people and has a top speed of 161 miles an hour. And right now, the only flying vehicle that can actually achieve that top speed is this right here, and that is the jet. And unfortunately, it does cost $1 million, but this shoots past 161 and reaches 212. However, that is only the top speed that it can do, and it's a jet, and they're not very conventional, and it only seats 2 people. I mean, the Black Hawk only reaches about 130 miles an hour, but it does see a lot of people, so it is quite a good vehicle for grinding with friends. And the drone itself only goes about 10 miles an hour faster than the Black Hawk. So having a flying vehicle that seats 4 and can also do insane top speeds like 161 miles an hour would be an insanely good addition to the game. Here's some more photos of it right here. As you can see, it is a very beautiful designed helicopter. As you can see, it's got a much more sporty interior and exterior, and functional doors, which is the first thing we would have. And as you can see, flying this thing looks absolutely insane. It looks like something from out of the future, and it also has functional wheels, as you can see right here. Here's it in some different colors, as you can see, and essentially it is just another helicopter, but it's almost like a sports helicopter. With those sort of speeds, it would be the ideal vehicle to use. Now, obviously, it's not going to be spawnable. It would most likely be a vehicle that you come to here to buy, almost like you have to get the Black Hawk from here, or the little bird from the top of the bank just here. I would love to see some more flying vehicles added to the game, especially seasonal one, as it's been so long since we have actually had one. Now we're going to cover a vehicle that should definitely be revamped. And this is once again another creation in the Jailbreak subreddit, and it is of course the ATV. This thing is as old as the game itself. It's literally been untouched since it came out in 2017. And obviously it does not look very good. I don't really know what my avatar is doing. It looks like it's trying to, you know. As you can see here in the subreddit, it is the ATV revamp. Since the ATV was added on December 23rd of 2017, the model itself hasn't been touched or altered. I think it's time to change that. And as you can see, this is the old, this is the new. It comes with a much needed upgrade. As you can see, it is also a lot bigger. It's got probably 3 seats by the guess of it. You've got 1 seat there, maybe 2 here. It's also got what looks like an engine bay right here and proper suspension. As you can see, the current one has no suspension and looks very strange. The wheels are floating, and it can also do bizarre things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, this vehicle is brilliant for escaping cops if need to. It's not very fast by all means, but back up to a wall like that and there you go, you've escaped. Like, just like that, I'm on the roof. It is just that stupid. Here is, of course, a couple more photos of it just for anybody who wants to know. It looks a lot more aggressive, and it looks a lot more ATV sized, as you can see, rather than something you squat on like you would go to the toilet. But anyway, let's just move straight on to the next submission, and it is of course another vehicle revamp, and it is the dirt bike. As you can see, the dirt bike is still the exact same as it was when it first came into the game, and I'll be honest, this vehicle, it kind of sucks. I never see anybody use any motorbike or 2-wheeled vehicle inside Jailbreak other than the Vault bike, just because of how bad they are. I mean, even with the Falcon S, the super bike, which does go fast, it's still twitchy and not very good. And if we have a look here, this was only posted 5 days ago, and as you can see, it looks a lot more modern, like an actual dirt bike rather than, well, whatever this is. It still follows the same sort of premises with a bit at the back, except it sort of follows with the suit of current Jailbreak rather than what original Jailbreak looked like, which looks a bit like this. On an unrelated note, who actually uses the Dune buggy? Let me know. Slowly moving on to the next vehicle is of course a truck. This right here is the Hammerhead's big bro, the Rampage, an armored cyberpunky truck with a wedge at the front powered by a supercharged V6 engine. Perfect for the bug fix / winter update. As you can see, here is the front end of the truck. It's got a massive wedge, a bit like the Hammerhead, that can push vehicles out of the way when need be. It's like an armored truck, and as you can see, here is a descriptive image of the car flying off the top of it. Now, I don't really know how used this vehicle will be. I mean, a bit like the semi-truck itself. Yes, it's a cool vehicle to have in the game, I suppose, just to increase how many vehicles there are, but nobody ever uses this ever since they removed the speed glitch that it had. Now, I don't think this is potentially something that is going to get added, but I'm just covering sort of the things that have recently been added to the Jailbreak subreddit. Anyway, here's a couple more images of this vehicle, and as you can see, it is once again a very nice little addition, and it looks sort of like the Hammerhead. Now, of course, we've always got to include some sort of cosmetic, so this is the Wrecking Ball spoiler, and it is a massive thing. I mean, just look on the back of this vehicle. I think it's an airtail, I could be wrong, but it's huge. Now, it would be cool if this thing swung around whilst you were actually driving. That would be really neat, but to be fair, we cannot guarantee guarantee that at all. It'd be cool if we could get some sort of cool new spoiler. Like, I mean, the one in the Vault 4 Explorer is probably my favorite, this whole glider wing spoiler. But at the end of the day, we probably won't really know exactly what spoilers we're going to get in the game until they announce the season. But when they do, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, turn on them post notifications so you are aware of when I do that. And last but not least for today's video is a brand new car, which was probably one of my favorites if it gets added. And that is the Zephyros, an extreme open wheel project. As you can see, it is very clearly an F1 looking car. Now, it isn't F1 because it doesn't look quite like it, but the only other vehicle like this in the game that we have is, of course, the MCL36, which is a collaboration in between Jailbreak and McLaren. Now, this vehicle is unfortunately not tradable due to some, copyright reasons, I'm not sure. And another F1S car would be a very nice addition into the game. And also, not to mention, this car is actually really, really good. And the only way you could have gotten this was to get this car when the event occurred, and I think it was back in 2020, as this vehicle, as I just said, is untradeable. So there is literally no other way to get this vehicle as of right now. And to this day, this is probably one of my most favorite vehicles to use inside Jailbreak. Maybe not for grinding, but just for driving around the map like I usually do. As of course, here's a couple of photos of it. Here's the back of it with a massive diffuser, some custom tires, and the nerdy bits for everyone else. However, these were all the submissions I could find in relation to Season 29 as of right now. I'm really hoping that we do get some sort of helicopter addition into the game or a flying car of some kind. In my opinion, it doesn't need to be spawnable. I'm not too fussed about that as long as I can use it some way. A bit like how everybody realistically uses the drone. They come over here to just get it. I wouldn't mind that with some sort of seasonal vehicle that you just have to grab from there. However, I don't think they would do that. I reckon it will have to be a spawnable thing because seasonal vehicles are limited. Once they're gone for good. You can't get them again. So I imagine it'll have some sort of height limit like the drone or the crew capsule, which was back from Season 2. However, all we can really do is wait and see. However, gamers, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe because I'm giving away this Javelin at 35k subscribers and we are literally less than 2k away right now. Make sure to join my Discord server, follow me on Twitter and all of that good stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.